Hey, you ever have this experience meditating where it makes your mood worse? Like you're having anxiety, so you go to meditate and it literally makes the anxiety worse. It's like you're sitting there trying to meditate, trying. I'm trying to get rid of my thoughts. I'm trying to just meditate, and I just can't. Okay? I have experienced this, and that was actually kind of my introduction to meditation, and it made me not like meditation. It made me think this shit doesn't work. Well, that's because I learned an Americanized version of what meditation really is. And around the age 16, I really became interested in Buddhism and Hinduism. And in this interest, I started to learn a bit about the origins of meditation and how it was originally done. And of course, it's been done in so many different areas of the world, doing it in different ways, but I can tell you for a fact that the type of meditation, or a popular type of meditation in America, I don't want to say all meditation in America is bad. No, of course not. A type of meditation in America has causes. So I'm going to talk about what that is and why it never worked for me and what I have done instead that really changed my life. So, there's a type of meditation that is all about trying to calm the mind down. My mind is not calm, so I'm intentionally meditating with the purpose of, let's get rid of this. Get rid of the bad thoughts. Only have the good ones. Get rid of all thoughts. And I'm trying to calm the mind. But meditation was never about this. So there's a story about the Buddha where he's talking to someone that's learning from him. And I don't remember exactly why, but the Buddha told him I remember this now, sorry. The Buddha told him, go over to that pond over there. It's a big, muddy pond. Dirty, muddy, and he said, I want you to clear this pond up from the muck. Make it a clear pond. And the person tries, and he's like, I can't do that. And then the Buddha says, okay, then just wait a couple days and go back and look at it. And a few days pass, and he goes back and looks, and the pond is crystal clear. Why? Because enough time passed that all the mud and muck from the pond had settled down. The reason it was all muddy was because there was a storm, and it got the pond very muddy. But after enough time passed, it settled. It went down on its own. And that's what we're getting at here. If he were to keep trying to stir up the pond to try to make it become clear, he's only stirring it up even more. There's a quote by Alan Watts that says, trying to calm the mind is like trying to calm rough waters with a flat iron. Imagine a rough waters and you're trying to flatten it out with a flat iron. You're just stirring it up even more. But if you take your hands off of it and just watch, it naturally settles down on its own. So, when we meditate with the intention of calming the mind, what we are doing is stirring up the water. The intention to calm the mind kills the meditation. And one of the biggest reasons why is because it makes us not present anymore. If you're the whole point of meditation is to relax into the moment, to be present, to experience your five senses, to watch your thoughts and emotions, and just see it from this third-party lens, and just view the whole thing, to listen to all of it as if it's music. And you can't do that unless we are present. But if we're meditating with the idea of getting this outcome of calming the mind, we are leaving the present moment. We are trying to get somewhere. And I'm not saying that form of meditation is wrong. If it helps you, that's great. I'm talking about my experience is that has never worked for me. That always just takes me out of the present moment. Instead, what works for me is doing what I can, and I'm gonna explain some of the things, but doing what I can to fully fall and relax into this moment, right? Not looking to another moment and trying to get somewhere. There's no longer are we trying to go anywhere. We are just experiencing in the same way that we listen to music. When you listen to music, you're not sitting there like, when's the song gonna end? When's the song gonna end? Or there's no outcome you're trying to get except for just experiencing the music. That's what meditation is. It's just instead of watching instruments and lyrics, you're watching your five senses. You're watching your thoughts and your emotions, but we need to view it as music. Or for me, I need to view it as music in order for me to fully just fall into the moment. So let's talk about some of the specifics with it. How does a meditation look like for me, right? First of all, it doesn't have to be you're sitting down crisscross with your eyes closed and you have your hand in a certain thing. Like, there are good mudras that work, but this video isn't about that. Meditation doesn't have to look a certain way. You can be standing up. You could have your eyes open. You don't have to do it in that type of way. Okay, you find whatever way works. You could be going for a walk and meditating, right? So for me, I like to first engage with the senses. So I'll close my eyes, and you can do this with me if you want. I'll close my eyes and I'll just say, let's just hear all of the sounds and listen to it as if it's music. I hear some cars going by. I hear some crickets. I hear how the wind sounds brushing with the trees. And I'm just listening. I also hear the sound of my voice. And I'm just listening just like it's music. There's no judgment. There's no good or bad sounds. All sounds are just sounds. If someone sneezes or trips, that's part of the sounds. That's not an interference with the meditation. There are no interferences with the meditation. Someone can't disrupt it because that's just another one of the sounds, right? And just like we can listen to the sounds like we listen to music, we can listen to the sensations. All right, we're going to go through the five senses. We can listen through the sensations in the feeling sense, right? Even though it's not technically music, we can still experience it like we experience music. How does the chair feel on your butt? How does the floor feel on your feet? How do your clothes feel? Do you feel the wind? Let's just experience it. There are no bad feelings. There are no good feelings. And hey, I have a lot of back pain. And this has helped with my back pain because instead of judging that pain as bad, I just look at it like an experience. And it makes it a lot less painful. But I'm not doing it with the intention of, I gotta get rid of my back pain, right? Because then that takes me out of the present. It makes me looking somewhere for the future. Instead, it's like, I'm just going to experience what it is to be a human right now in this moment. I am going to listen to the human experience of this moment and just experience it with no outcomes in mind, no intentions in mind. It is for the fun of it. You know? Do it for the fun of it. And I can apply the same thing with the hearing and the feeling to smells, tastes, of course, but also visuals. You can have your eyes open. It does help. It does help me a lot to close my eyes because then it's easier for me to just focus on the hearing or just focus on the feeling, but I do sometimes open my eyes because especially if I'm going for a walk, right? And I notice that everything that I'm seeing out here, I'm not seeing it out here. I'm actually seeing it in here. That is where the visual experience is existing. It is actually a picture in my brain. Like, scientifically speaking, what you see is in your head. And that is part of your personal experience. Right? So just seeing everything almost like I'm looking at art, or I'm listening to, it's just like listening to music. It's just part of the experience. I'm just experiencing. No wrong things to see, no right things to see, just seeing. Okay? And now, everything we just said about all of our 5 senses, we can say the exact same thing about our thoughts and about our emotions. When a thought comes up, that is part of the music. When an emotion comes up, that is part of the music. And we feel it. When an emotion is there, we just feel it. We don't judge it. That's a wrong feeling. I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel hate. I shouldn't feel anger. I shouldn't feel sad. I'm going to pretend it's not there. I'm going to push it away. No. That's the same thing as trying to calm the rough waters with a flat iron. It's just stirring it up even more. We're just going to, with a non-judgmental, just experiencing it. And that's it. And when we do that, what I notice is that I end up feeling the thing for a period of time, and then naturally it just goes away. Because that is our body's natural way of dealing with emotions, is to feel it. Because once you feel it, then we allow it to leave. The opposite of that is bottling it up. I'm not letting myself feel it, so it's staying in my body. The way to get rid of a nasty feeling like hate or anger or sadness, the way to get rid of that is to feel it, to cry, to scream, you know? And with our thoughts, you know, instead of hearing a thought and be like, oh no, I'm not supposed to think that thought. No, there are no thoughts you're not supposed to think, and there are no thoughts you are supposed to think in meditation. It's all about, again, my experience is what helps me. It's all about just whatever's there, I will not judge it. All of the thoughts that pop up are just popping up. They just boop, 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 boop. They just pop. They just pop up. Hello, 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 hello. And they all disappear. Isn't it funny how we have tens of thousands of thoughts every day, and they all come and they just go. The only thoughts that don't just come and go are the ones that we keep there by focusing on them. So when you have a thought that you don't want there, by trying to get rid of this thought, all we are doing is focusing on it more and keeping it there. If we weren't focusing on it so much, it would just disappear just like all of the rest of the thoughts do. And if you don't believe me, here's proof. Don't think of a red car. 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 What did you just do? You thought of a red car, because the more you, even if you're trying to resist the thought, all we're doing is just focusing on it more and keeping it there. We are calming the rough waters with a flat iron. Instead, we can just watch it. Just watch the water. Watch as it naturally just handles it on its own. That's the art of meditation. You know? That's changed meditation for me so much. I recommend it, replay the video from where I started that little meditation exercise. Replay that, or go to the park and do it yourself. It's all just for me, it's just been about getting into this moment, and no longer am I just trying to calm my mind or all that, you know? Anyways, the reason that has changed my life so much is because now I'm able to process my emotions so much better. When I have I've been dumped, dude. I've had people close to me pass away. I've experienced some hard things, and I'm not bottling it up. I'm letting all of my things be there with no guilt. Don't guilt emotions. That's how you keep the negative. No, there are no negative emotions. By guilting emotions, we keep them there. At least the emotions that don't feel good. If we guilt those emotions, we shame those emotions, we keep them there. Same thing with the thoughts. You know, my thoughts are so much more clear now, because now when I have a thought come up, like an anxious thought or a worrying thought, I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to worry. I'm not supposed to have anxious thoughts. I'm just like, oh, hi thought. I acknowledge you. I see you. I'm just watching you. You're part of the music of this moment. And I'm not trying to force you out, because if I try to force you out, you're just going to stay there. I'm not entertaining the thought either. I'm just watching it. Just like the music. I'm watching the music. And naturally, it just goes. on its own, you know? And it's really helped me just live my life more present, because if we aren't present, how do we live? Life is in the present moment. The future does not exist. The past does not exist. The past is literally just memories. The future is literally just imagination. The only thing that exists is this moment. So if we are not present in this moment, we are not living. I want to live. I'm not going to be alive forever. While I'm here on this planet, I want to be present. That's what this exercise has done for me. It's helped me just make the most of my existence and just experience it, you know? So I hope that helped you. You know, really, it's helped me just no longer just have this idea of this is meditation. The first thing I was taught, some like Americanized version of meditation about you're gonna calm your mind down, did not work for me, you know? And I owe so much to Buddhism. I owe so much to Hinduism. I owe so much to Taoism. So much of what I share on this channel is stuff inspired from those religions, and they have just transformed my well-being and peace in life. So, and how the YouTube algorithm works is the more comments and the more likes I get, the more people are gonna see this video. So if you want to support the channel, I would appreciate a like or a comment. And you're just so appreciated for just watching. I'm so happy that someone just cares about anything that I have to say on the internet. But I love you, and I hope this helped. And be present, because that's all that matters. Well, not all that matters, but it's really important, you know? Okay, I love you. Bye.